We spend way too much money on car repairs. And yet there are some things that we can do to keep our car well maintained. I'm going to share with you 10 things that I learned that will help keep your car maintained for months and maybe even years. Take a look. Hey, it's Owen with Midwest Mentors. Today I want to share with you 10 things that you can do to help keep your car well maintained. And it starts by opening the hood. Okay, when you pop the hood, you'll also have to release the lever. This is a safety lever so your hood doesn't blow up as you drive. And once you open the hood, there's usually a stick like this that allows you to keep the hood up. The first thing we're going to do is going to check the oil. That's the most important thing. You pull the dipstick out where the oil is, and usually you can see it because it says oil on it, and you want to wipe it clean with a rag. First you want to wipe it clean with a rag. And then you put the dipstick back in, and you could read the oil level. Make sure there's not too much oil or too little, and you could see that. Okay, there's the oil dipstick that I just pulled out. But don't forget the other coolant, like for instance, the brake fluid. Here's the brake reservoir. You want to make sure that the brake fluid is full, and there's indicators on the brake fluid reservoir to show you when it's full or not. Also, there's other areas like the fluid for the coolant, and you can see that here. Now be careful that you don't open this. It even gives you a warning here telling you that you don't want to open it when it's warm, when it's hot, because it could spray up at you and burn you. So be very careful with that. If you don't have the right coolant amount, your car could overheat. And certainly if you don't have the brake fluid levels correct, you could cause your brakes to fail or wear too quickly. Okay, now that we've checked the oil and the other fluids, number 3 thing that we can do is check the tire pressure, and this is very important. Now, in order to know how much tire pressure you should have, you can read the label that's inside the driver's side door, and it tells you how much PSI each tire should have. You'll also need a tire pressure gauge. Now, this is a mechanical one. It's very simple to use. And you can see it has different PSIs on it, pounds per square inch. You want to make sure that your tire corresponds to what was in that label that we just saw in the driver's side label there. And all you do is open up the cap that's on the tire and put this here, and it will tell you the pressure on your tire. Be careful not to overfill your tires. That's not good either. Oh, and I should mention that when you check your tire pressure, make sure that the tires are cool. So it's good to check your tire pressure when you first wake up in the morning and just go out to your car. Okay, now we got back inside the car because we're going to make sure that our safety features are actually turned on. This one surprises people. A lot of newer cars have a lot of different features like lane departure warning, forward collision warning, blind spot monitoring, and all these other kinds of things. And sometimes these can get accidentally switched off, especially after a software update or if someone else drove your car. So you want to go into settings, and in this car, I go into vehicle. This is a Honda, and I go into driver assist system setup, and notice that it says forward collision warning distance, and it'll show me how much distance, long, short, or normal. I can go back, and ACC forward vehicle detect beep, on or off, make sure that's on, and so forth. Blind spot info, is it going to be audible and visual alert or off, make sure that that's on, at least visual, and so forth. There are lots of different features like this, and sometimes they get turned off, so make sure that they're turned on so that your car will be as safe as possible. Okay, we're back under the hood looking at a few other things. One thing you should notice is that each car has an air filter. Now this air filter is located underneath this little housing area here, and it's very easy to take off. All I would need to do is loosen those screws right there and pop that off to make sure that my air filter is clean. Let's do that. That looks clean. So there's a filter here that you should check, but there's also a filter inside the car called a cabin air filter. It's important to check that as well. Look at your owner's manual. You can see exactly where that is and how to check it. Okay, also check under the hood Number 6, you want to check the battery. Make sure that these terminals aren't crusty or all filled with junk. They should be very clean. Many times people can't start their car because the battery is not making the proper contacts, and that can cause all kinds of problems. Now be careful with the battery. If you short this out, if you touch these two things with metal, you could cause some of the electricity of the battery to go through and cause you to burn yourself. So be very careful. Listen to your brakes is number 7. Squealing or grinding when you brake isn't normal. Your brake is telling you that it needs attention, especially when you back up. Your brakes, if they squeal, means that the brake pads may need to be replaced. So listen to that. If it makes noise, there's probably a problem. Okay, number 8, check your windshield wiper blades. Streaky or torn blades can be a safety hazard, and it's very easy to replace these. You could even go to many stores and buy the blades, and they will come out and replace them for free. Okay, number 9, don't ignore your dashboard warning lights. When you turn your car on, by the way, it will show you all the lights that could be lit. Check your engine lights. Don't just keep driving. It could be something minor. It could be something that's not too minor. Either way, get it scanned and tested if you see the lights coming on. Make sure that a small fix doesn't turn into a big problem. Okay, number 10 is to stick to your manufacturer's maintenance schedule. You know, if you open your manual in your car, a lot of times you have a little manual that looks like this. Inside this manual, it will show you a list of all of the maintenance that needs to be done at what time and what period they need to be done. Follow that because that can really be helpful. You don't need to necessarily get the dealer to do it, but get someone who knows what they're doing to follow these maintenance schedules. Look, none of this is complicated. It's not about being a car expert. It's about not letting the little stuff turn into the expensive stuff. If this was helpful, drop us a like, subscribe if you are new, and let us know in the comments what car maintenance lessons you've learned the hard way. We read every comment, and honestly, some of the best topics for future videos come from you. Thank you, and God bless you.